This episode of Unqualified is brought to you by McDonald's, proudly serving communities since 1965. On the drive to and from my parents' house in Washington State, we almost always stop at two particular McDonald's, one in Salem, Oregon, and another in Eureka, California. At the moment, we are in the parking lot of the Salem location, and I just finished a Big Mac and fries. Even though we are just passing through, I appreciate the familiarity and feeling of community. The other day, I was looking through my mother-in-law's photo album and came across a photo where she and her friends are standing in front of a McDonald's wearing their cheerleading uniforms. I usually call my mother-in-law New Mom, but her name is Marcia. Under the photo, Marcia had written a note, and I talked her into letting me read it here. San Bernardino, California. I have so many memories of this McDonald's over the years. My father took me there on what I think was opening day. What a thrill it was as a young girl to order a chocolate shake, hamburger, and French fries. Then there was the time when my cousin Hinda and I were given a tour and allowed to take dill pickles by the cupful out of a huge barrel. We must have eaten 100 pickles each. Everyone in my family knows the story of how I accidentally missed the ketchup container and dipped a fry into my milkshake. Now when I dip fries in my shake, it's on purpose. I remember when I was 12 years old, my mother and my cousin Noel Novak, Larry's brother, picked me up from dance class, and we went for dinner to celebrate Noel's graduation from high school. Years later, when I was in high school, we would go to McDonald's every Friday night after the football game. I wish you could see this photo. Marcia couldn't remember if they won the game that night, but everyone is smiling as if they did. Wherever your local McDonald's is, there's nothing better than that wonderful feeling of community. Well, maybe that feeling is tied with eating a Big Mac. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
So when you say you don't know how to play football anymore, what do you mean?
I just don't care.
Okay, so
I don't like,
what don't you like about it?
No, it's not about not liking. It's just, you know what? You realize you've been manipulated.
Yes, I was going to ask you
Okay,
about that.
yeah, we got stuff to talk about. I'm trying to tell you. You realize, see, you know what, man? First of all, I've been sold a bill of goods. It's like everyone tells you football is the best thing in the world. Everybody's watching. The whole world is watching. And you get the feeling like everything's life or death. Like the coaches, the owners, the people. I mean, there are people who die and put like logos on their headstones.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you realize, but then you get behind the scenes and you realize it's so much bullshit because this is the deal. You realize all the money goes to the same place.
Exactly.
Like,
Terry-
it doesn't matter if you win them all. It doesn't matter if you lose them all. They all share the revenues. So it's not about life or death. And in fact, when I hate to bust people's bubble all the time because the actual competition is an illusion.
Yeah.
Because it's one company. You understand what I mean?
Right.
And listen, I do advertising, a whole thing. And, you realize that Tide and Cheer is made by the same company. But they make it like, oh, Tide is better than Cheer. No, Cheer is better than Tide because it sells more soap.
And also, you may be getting like transferred to other teams. But Terry, at what point do you realize that as an athlete? Because I imagine, like, whatever kind of professional athlete you are, in whatever realm, I would imagine that realization does hit you, especially if you are moving from team to team, so you don't necessarily like.
I'm being real. Some people never realize it.
Really?
That's the issue. Now, me personally, it was a way out of Flint, Michigan for me. I mean, Flint's been bad for 40 years, 50 years. It's been going down. Okay. I grew up in the whole crack epidemic, and it was crazy, and the decline of the GM and all that stuff. The auto industry fell. Then, the water thing just happened. Everybody's like, no, Flint's been bad for a long time. But sports was my way out. But I was an artist, painting, drawing. But I knew no one was going to give me a full ride scholarship to paint or draw.
So you worked your ass off in high school.
Yes.
And what did it feel like? Because I don't know. I have wondered, because my husband played high school football and he was defense, and I have really wondered what it must be like to slam your body with all of its might. I've never done anything like that against somebody else.
Listen, this is how I survived. My biggest skill, I couldn't catch, I couldn't throw. But my skill was the ability to take tremendous amounts of pain.
Fuck.
That was the whole thing.
Terry,
that was the whole thing.
So fucking crazy.
You have to be able to take pain. And I remember I got knocked out on Monday Night Football live. My wife was watching everything.
When you're taking that much pain, how do you not feel angry?
No, well, you do. No, you got to understand. NFL players, it's hard to be an NFL player with two good parents. You know what I mean? You use pain. You use anger. My father was abusive to my mother. I mean, it was crazy. He beat her and the whole thing. And you kind of use everything. Everybody ever, counted you out.
Yeah.
It's like, I tell people all the time, the NFL is jail with money. That's the whole thing. It's jail with money, because to have two good parents and be in the NFL is really, they're going to quit. You might be a quarterback, but the other guys.
I know. I was gonna say, are you white? You know what I mean?
Right. It's kind of like you get coddled or whatever.
I don't want to put you in that position, but that's sort of that's what we see as viewers. Is
but you can also go the other route when you see like the country boy who's always trying to prove something to his dad. It's like, you're a person, you ain't nothing.
Right.
And that's white people too. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like they're always trying to play. See. You got to understand how men operate. There's a difference between men, and there's a big difference between men and women. And
I love this. I love where we're going here, Terry.
I'm generalizing.
Oh, yes. I love
Anybody say, you're just generalizing? Yes, I am.
Fuck yeah.
Because we're different, okay? Men are manipulated through pride.
I thought you were manipulated through pussy. I mean the ultimate goal is pussy. Money, stature.
But see, you got to understand. All the conquest of a woman is so you have more pride. You got to understand. This is how women become trophies. This is why you want the finest thing in the room. You want 3 of the finest thing in the room. It's not for you.
Right.
It's for them. It's for how they look at you.
That's why men will fuck a woman and they will tell all their friends way more quickly than a woman will fuck a dude and tell her
Because
friends.
It's not about any of that experience. It's not about that at all. It's pride. And let me tell you something. With women, however,
ooh, I love it.
Women are manipulated through fear. Let me tell you, if I wanted to get on a girl, like mess around with a girl's head or whatever, I'm like, wow, you're getting a little old, aren't you? You're looking a little. You see what I mean? Like, wow, you would play on the fact that.
Whoa.
And that's
Terry,
fear.
If I was your wife and I said to you, babe, you're getting a little old. Come on, you're getting a little old.
That's good living, girl. Okay. That don't hurt me at all. That doesn't hurt a guy at all. He's like, yeah, you know what? That's kind of cool. You got gray in your beard. I want a gray streak going all the way down to my... And it doesn't affect us at all. But if you said, you know what? Wow, last night, that was so weak. I'd be like, what? What did you say? Because the pride. You hurt my pride. Now you're saying I'm less of a man. Now... You're playing on. See, this is how guys operate. They go, they could be on the roof, and they be like, I bet you won't jump off. I bet you I will. And they, no, I bet you won't. I bet you will. And you need a woman somewhere to stop the stupidity. Every bar fight starts with pride. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? And now it's like if they were all by themselves, they would just walk away. But it's about everybody looking at you.
Right.
And I don't want to look like a pussy. I'm not going to look like a punk. Not in front of everybody, especially in front of my girl. You looking at my girl.
Yeah.
And it's ridiculous. And it's absolutely insane. But where women are playing, and a guy, this is how people pimp women. Like, they play on their fears. They play like, ain't nobody gonna want you, girl. You gonna be, ain't nobody, you know what? Listen, you better be lucky I'm here for you because,
I feel like I dated.
Oh, and they play on a woman's insecurities and their fear that they're gonna be alone and their fear that they're getting older.
What's their ultimate goal?
But you know what? This is the deal. It's all a lie. Both of those things are a lie. And this is the thing that I figured out. Now, I've been married 28 years. 28 years. My wife and I, we grew up together. Okay. But what one thing that I discovered is that in this patriarchal society, there's a cult of masculinity. Okay. You got to be the strongest, the best, the hardest, so you can run it and you can be the man because you have an image to uphold. There's an image that you got to, I am the man. I run this thing. And in fact, what happens though, because of all this, you actually believe as a man that you are more valuable than women.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Zocdoc. Who gets excited about trying a new restaurant that has 2 out of 5 stars? When it comes to finding healthcare, don't ratings matter even more? Zocdoc is a free app where you can compare doctors, read reviews from real patients, and even make same-day appointments. When I finally called to reschedule my dentist appointment, I was told that my dentist had been retired for nearly 3 years. In my defense, parking was a nightmare. Through Zocdoc, I found a new dentist who had great reviews, took my insurance, and whose office was actually within walking distance. I was also able to book an appointment instantly without talking to a receptionist who made me feel guilty about not having my teeth cleaned for 3 years. My new dentist didn't make me feel guilty either, and only suggested I floss a little more often. Whether you need a primary care physician, dentist, dermatologist, psychiatrist, eye doctor, or other specialist, Zocdoc makes healthcare easy. Now is the time to prioritize your health. Go to Zocdoc.com/unqualified and download the Zocdoc app. Sign up for free and book a top-rated doctor who might be available as soon as today. That's Zocdoc.com/unqualified. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by State Farm. And in honor of their surprisingly great auto insurance rates, I'm going to tell you about a particularly surprising day on set. It takes me a long time to read a script. For almost every line of dialogue, I will stop to figure out why my character would say it, how it fits in the conversation, and how it's going to come out of my mouth. Between the lines, there are larger chunks of text which describe everything else happening in the scene. Maybe what a room looks like, what characters are wearing, and what they're doing. As I often underestimate how long everything in my life takes, I know I can make up some time by reading those larger chunks a little faster. I got the script for Overboard about 6 months before we started production. I read it in my warm living room, wearing comfortably warm clothes, sipping from a warm mug of tea. Somehow, it never occurred to me that when you jump off a boat in the middle of the ocean, the water is surprisingly cold. And it doesn't get any warmer on take 2. Here at Unqualified, we love State Farm because they provide coverage that meets your needs at a surprisingly great rate. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com for a quote today.
I cannot believe you're saying that as a man.
Oh, yeah, listen to me.
Because I feel like that is something that most women have known for a long time.
Oh, they know it.
But a man has never said that.
Listen.
I love you.
I have to say it because I was in a cult. People don't understand that the cult of masculinity is a cult. It's just like David Koresh or Jim Jones or and this is why women come and they go, why doesn't he understand? He's hurting everyone and hurting our feelings and he doesn't understand it. He's like gone. There's a cult. He's in this man thing that does not empathize with you. And that's really hard for women to understand. Like, they can look at you so freaking cold. And they're like, but how can he not know that he's hurting? Because in the cult, the rules of the cult say, man, you don't show no feeling. In fact, they got songs about it. I don't love no hoes. We don't love y'all. You know what I mean? And you're like, wait, why are you going out with me? No, you do love me, don't you? And they're like, I don't love you, bitch. And the whole thing, and they still feel like a woman is just property, things to be manipulated and the whole thing. Let me tell you, it sneaks into everything. It is insidious. It is one of the most dangerous things that men fall for all the time. And I have to fight against it. You have to fight it.
Has your life been, I mean, I love everything that you're saying. Have you felt more reward in your relationships with women in your life after sort of escaping the idea of the cult of masculinity?
Oh, listen.
And has it been ultimately like good for you, or is it kind of like still like, well,
no. Let me tell you something. My wife was like, I'm out of here. Okay. She was like, I'm done. You are an idiot. And I was like, what are you? You know what? In my head, I was like, fuck you. I got all this money. I can just go get another one. I can just go get another girl. Okay, fine. You know what? Do it. All right, bye. And let me tell you something. I never saw her pain. I have 4 daughters and I was ice cold. And I was like, whatever. You know what? I'm the man. I run this. And I remember my daughter, she's 30 now, but at the time she was 15, she was like, you can't control me, Dad. I was like, ain't nobody controlling you, but I run all of this. So you better do as I say. And it was my way or the highway. But let me tell you something. When my wife was like, I'm out of here, I'm done. I was like, at first I was like, whatever, go ahead and go, whatever. And then all of a sudden I went, maybe it's me.
How did you do that?
Let me tell you something. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but when you're alone and when you're by yourself, it's probably really good because I didn't have a bunch of guys going, leave her. Come on, man, let's go out here. Let's go hang and forget that. Let me cheer you up. I was by myself. And by yourself, you're forced to deal with you. And it said, maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. And all of a sudden, the egg cracked. Like when you crack that freaking egg, it's like, oh my, you can't seal it back. You can't, but this stuff is goo, it's geeking all over the place. And then all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, man, this is me. This is me. Why am I blaming her and them for all my problems, all my issues, all my stuff? And then I realized if I got rid of her, you get with another one, it's the same shit. Because if you didn't fix the problem, she just turns into the other one that left. And then I realized I needed to change. And I said, something is wrong. Like the fact that my kids don't want to be around me, the fact that my wife doesn't like me. And here I am, a successful man. I'm successful, I'm famous, and everything. Hollywood doesn't care if you lose your family. They just don't care. You know what I mean? They just like, hey,
way to put it. Yeah.
Hollywood's like, oh, he lost his family. That's a little blurb on it. But he got another movie.
Yeah.
I was like, I started to realize, because I went through this, you go through the NFL and you start to realize it's a lot of bullshit because no one really cares about, you learn, I won the Super Bowl. And then you got to start all over again. Like, in 6 months, you got it was over,
Like clearly like manager, like people with the big money, they all see the interchangeability of loyalty or whatever, like you were talking about earlier. At what level does it sort of stop at in terms of people not buying the bullshit? Like, does it extend up to coaches? Does it extend? And the reason why I ask is because as what you were talking about, like the culture, the cult of masculinity and how that has to continue to be perpetuated in order, at least under their rules, for you guys to perform your best.
Right.
So how far does it seep up? Is there like a subconscious like idea of how NFL players, maybe it's not subconscious, but how you're supposed to behave as men and what that means, and that if that means like fuck a bunch of women, if that means like get pissed off at like some dude who's not showing you whatever I do, or like pissed off at people who are better players or the new rookie, or I have no idea because that's never been a world of mine. But
see, think about this. Sometimes it doesn't end. Like, the perfect example is even this Facebook killer guy. You know what I mean? He's like, hey, man, look at this woman who broke my heart, and I'm going to kill somebody, and then just to hurt her.
Right.
It's a control move. It's OJ. It's Aaron Hernandez. It's all these things. I know so many players that killed themselves. You don't know. I mean, there's a lot of guys who weren't famous, but they were players who could not handle being. See, I'm being real. This is the deal. What happens is when you are a superstar in whatever you're in as a man, this is what the problem with men and with pride is that you have an image to uphold. But the problem is, that's bullshit. It's not real, but you got to hold the image up. Yeah. And what happens is sooner or later, it's like putting everything up on stilts, and it just gets heavier and heavier, and the stuff just starts to break and fall. It was falling for me. Like when my wife was like, I'm out, it was like the stilts started to break. And I was like, oh my God. But then you tend to blame everybody else. When everything falls down, you're like, it's you. In fact, I'm going to kill somebody because it's them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This masculinity thing, sometimes it never ends. It happens in the military. It happens in successful businesses.
Oh, yeah.
Look at O'Reilly right now. You know what I'm saying? He's so successful, but all of a sudden, this shit came back to get him.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I woke up this morning. This wasn't my first thought, but it was maybe my third or fourth, thinking about how men must have much more powerful orgasms than women. And I was like, it occurred to me. I was like, and it bummed me out.
This is true, though. That's a very true fact.
It must be. It must be. There's no way I can know. But listen, like whatever.
My worst time was absolutely amazing.
But because truly, what you're talking about, pride, and in a massive factor in that pride is the getting capturing a sexual partner.
Yes.
And like, that's why you want to earn money. That's why you want stature. That's why you want like a fucking Lamborghini or whatever. Yep. Like, and every single, and I was just thinking, man, that sucks for me because I'm a woman and I will never understand the orgasm that has driven like humankind into like the hellfires. Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
But again, I mean, I'm sorry, but this is a good thing. I'm 49. I've lived long enough to see people go through that whole stage of, I got the chicks, I got and it all plays out. It all plays
And how
out.
does it, what happens?
Well, the thing is that people, you got to understand, sex for a man is an attempt to get intimacy. Intimacy is what he's looking for. And what's happened is a lot of times they replace it with sex. Okay? What you want and what every man wants, now they won't admit it, but what every man wants is a woman to see him and know everything about him.
Really?
And love him. You got to understand this.
I love what you just said.
I'm just trying to tell you, but they don't know. What happens is they're scared. Uh-huh. Because what happens, you have a lot of power. Women have so much power because it hurts their pride. Everything affects their pride. If you look at them and you see something you don't like, it hurts. It hurts. This is why I'm trying to tell you, if my wife told me that she was disappointed in me, it feels like I would rather get punched in the face. Most guys would rather have a guy come over and punch him in the face. Oh yeah, you know what, I can deal with you. That's good. But they can't deal if their girl is disappointed in them.
Yeah.
That's something they can't handle because, and again, it goes back to mom issues. It goes back to all this stuff, but that's what they're looking for. So they try to replace it with sex, and you can't. The problem is all the sex in the world will never give you intimacy because what you're looking for is someone who knows all your shit and loves you. But if you never show them all your stuff, they don't even have a chance to love you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, but it's also terrifying.
It's terrifying.
I have to open up myself to the people that I love. Terry,
I know.
yeah.
Right. And the thing is, you don't want to open yourself up to somebody who's going to break your heart or whatever. So a lot of guys just have a lot of sex and they just keep doing it and keep going until finally one day they have to commit. They have to. You got to find somebody who you can trust with your heart. And sometimes they give it up to the wrong woman just because they're at that stage where they realize the sex is not satisfying. It's not going to fill this hole. It's not going to do it. And let me tell you, and this is where I feel like I'm one of the most amazingly blessed people in the world. I mean, more than everything that's happened, all the great, wonderful things that's happened to me, the fact that my wife knows all my dirt. And I mean all of it.
Damn.
And she said, I love you anyway.
That's
When I
unbelievable.
tell you, it's beyond sex. This is the thing. It reaches a point where you're reached the point where, wow, this is beyond what we're talking about. All this physical stuff, it's a spiritual thing now, you know?
And in this industry, for somebody to, because we play characters all the time.
Yep.
And for somebody to have that comfort of somebody knowing the self that's sometimes boring, that's grunts in response. I don't grunt, Terry, but no, I do. I totally do. But especially in this industry, it's really important to have a team member, someone who you really feel like is part of your team, that gets the inside joke, that understands that the sort of like the time and the place of things. And right, like,
you know what? Let me tell you, it's funny because when my wife and I would have arguments, she was always scared I would leave her. You know what I mean? Like,
I do
you're just gonna run off, and she would feel that way. And when she would argue with me, I was always scared that she would attack what she saw, like either the truth or any of those kind of things. Right. So that this is why guys run away. You know what I mean? On any kind of argument, they don't want to hear it because we're super vulnerable. But what happened was, over the years, we started to realize, wow, you know what? And then I started to realize, tell me what you don't like. And we started practicing.
Wow.
Because you got to practice it. Like, tell me what I need to hear. And then I had to say, I'm not going to run away. I'm not going to leave when you tell me what I need to hear. And what happens is, over time, we began to be able to be more honest and more pure, more real. Because let me tell you, I'll just put it out there. I've said this before. Over the years, I had an addiction to pornography, which affected the way I saw everything.
Like how?
Well, the thing is that, and a lot of people say, well, you can't be addicted to porn. It's not it's natural. Whatever. Look, man, if you can't stop, it's called an addiction. I don't know what to say. Like, it was a thing where I would say, I'm never going to do that again. And boy, that was 5 minutes later, and I'm looking again. And I'm like, I can't stop this. And what I found, that it was because I was hiding. I never even showed and my wife didn't know for years, but I was hiding the real me. Like, I was hiding a lot of pain, a lot of things, because I had this image. But then I would act out with porn. And the thing is, what changed my life is when it all came out. And she was just like, my God, why didn't you tell me?
Yeah.
And I was like, you wanted to know, like, you don't hate me? You got to know. I'm getting choked up, but it's like, you don't, because I thought if she found out, she would like forever, like, I don't want anything to do with you. That's disgusting. You're nasty.
No, she's probably like, let me in. I want to watch with you.
Listen to me, man. And I was like, holy cow. You see all my dirt and you love me anyway.
Because you know what? But like, all women, we're complicated. Like, we get turned on by shit that men don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
everybody's got their own things.
Yeah, we're supposed to stick to a certain script, but we don't, because we're human. Our imaginations wander. Like, so I think that we've anyway, point being though that like we don't there's not enough dialogue between
Well,
like
but the thing is that it became this way and became a problem because I wasn't sharing it. And so I share it all the time now. You know what I mean? And it's not an issue. What's so crazy is that people are like, when you take away the stigma of something, it instantly, it's like people are like, yeah, you know what? I had that issue too, man. But when you said it, I was like, dude, they're like, you were like this masculine dude, you're Old Spice, you're all this dude. And then all of a sudden you said something like this. And I was like, it broke something in my life with my girl. You know what I'm saying?
But Terry, what advice would you give to our listeners? You know, a lot of men love porn and it's a part of their daily life. But what advice would you give to somebody who maybe wants to quit or whose boyfriend is maybe what do you think?
Let me tell you. And first of all, there are a lot of guys who are like, hey, my girl sees nothing wrong with it. And then I get thousands of letters from women who got major problems with it. You know what I mean? Because this is the deal. It's objectification, period. You cannot, you lose the humanity. And I don't care where people stand on it, but a perfect example is when I was in the pros, the big thing was going to the strip club. And all the guys would go to the strip club, and I remember young rookie, I'm hanging out, I go in there with them and the whole thing. But as soon as the chicks start talking about I got bills and I got kids, like, hey, stop. No, you're ruining it. You're ruining it. Yeah. You know why? Because she's becoming a human right before your eyes.
Right.
She's a human being. And you don't want to see humans. I just want you to turn around and back it up and make it pop and all that, you know, I mean, because that's an object. You're less than human. And let me tell you, that affects everything. Everything. When you can treat people less than human, you have a problem. That's the problem. And you see nothing wrong with that. And all I'm saying is, again, it doesn't matter where people stand on porn, because a lot of people say, well, women are like, I'm into it too, and I say, okay, cool, but objectification is a problem. And when I see, and I knew even for me, when you realize human beings are not objects to be used, they are people to be loved. And if you gotta put love in there, you understand what I mean? If you can't put love in there, you got to get it out. You got to get rid of it. Okay? And that's what my example for anybody, any guy out there and the whole thing. If you can keep love in it, then you're fine. But soon as your significant other, you don't care what she feels, you don't care what she's thinking, you don't care how she feels about something. And that's always been a male problem, because what happens is guys just turn off. Let me tell you something. When they say no means no, a guy who's been watching porn a lot no means yes. Mm-hmm. You understand what I mean? It starts to change your brain. You don't, and this is where you can't, my thing is, we're looking at effects, but you got to look at causes. You know what I mean? Cause and effect. It goes hand in hand. You put the wrong things in your head, eventually they come out. You know what I'm saying? And I knew, and this is what was coming out on me. And I remember not even caring about how my wife felt.
I feel like with women too, there's a lot of fear when your man watches a lot of porn because, well, first of all, there is the notion that we're supposed to be cool with it because we're supposed to be cool girls. But beyond that too, there's the fear of like, does my man want this as opposed to me? And the idea, I guess, does he want bigger adventures? Like, at least that's my perspective, and I don't know, right?
But you know what? And the thing is you're right. You those questions are real, and what happens is a guy who is into it, you can't. There's never going to be enough that's going to satisfy him. It just doesn't. Like, it doesn't stop.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Right,
like, you say, oh, man, little titties. Oh, big titties. Big butts, little butts. I'm sorry. Because whatever you're into, it does not end.
Itsy tiny elbows.
You know what I mean? You're like, oh, man, those armpits. And I'm trying to tell you because now, this is the thing. And the real deal is that your girl is never going to be able to fulfill everything.
Yeah.
And I got a perfect example of this. I got a perfect example. And this is a flip. I had to flip a lot of guys out with this. If you came home and you found a canceled check from another guy in your wife's purse, it's just sitting out there. And you was like, hey, babe, where you get this money from? Oh, no, you know what? Okay, I needed a loan, and I went to Jimmy, and he gave me a loan real quick. You're like, why didn't you ask me for the money? I can give you the money. Oh, no, it's okay. I just knew you were busy. But then you keep finding checks. And the guy's like, wait a minute. I should be the one you get your money from. Like, I'm the guy. But she doesn't want. She's like, I need more than you. I need Jimmy's money, and I need Jack's money, and I need Franco's money.
Feels good to use a lot of different banks.
And you got to just understand. Because, women, we need money.
Yeah.
And and this is the way we flip this on girls is like, hey, man, guy's going to be a guy. So we just need more.
Gotta spread your seed. It's biological.
But right, it's biological. And the thing is that a guy sees it like that and they're like, hell no, I'm getting rid of her instantly. But why is the flip not the same? Why all of a sudden you don't understand? You should understand the same thing. You should see a bunch of canceled checks from a bunch of guys. But you would never put up with that.
I love you.
Oh, thank you.
Terry Crews, you're magnificent.
I make a lot of guys uncomfortable. I'm so sorry.
No, you're bringing so much humanity.
But I was the big, but I did it. See, I don't like telling other people's story. I tell my story.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I'm telling from both sides. You've been in jail. I'm telling you what jail's like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but your story's like everyone's, you know what I mean? This day and age, porn is across the board. And if you're a woman who's not cool with it, you're uncool. That's.
He's got to hear you. If you tell him you're not cool with it and he don't hear you, that's a problem.
But you know what I mean? There's societal pressure now to be cool.
It's a problem. And right. And women are talking. And again, I just got to flip it. Like, all the other women tell your guy, hey, you know what? He should listen. She needs some money from other people. It's okay. He's like, but it's not right.
Yeah,
it's not right.
Terry, yeah, it would.
That's a movie right there. I'm trying to tell you.
Besides the check thing, it would be weird for you to walk in on your partner,
it's weird.
Touching yourself to somebody
else.
Men would have a massive hurdle with that.
Massive.
Deal breaker. Whereas,
yes.
And we're supposed to be conditioned to be like, oh, whoopsie, sorry, honey, I'll leave you alone.
No.
And maybe I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't know.
But think about it. If it bugs you, you should be able to say it.
Right, but then you also question well, why is this bugging me? Are these insecurities things that I can overcome? I don't want to live my life filled with, you know what I mean? There has to be an internal conversation, I think, right?
Yep. And let me tell you something. If he had a problem with you, he'd tell you.
Right.
He would.
I think.
No. Let me tell you, guys don't hide that stuff.
What do you mean?
When I say, it's like if they saw you flirting with somebody, or if they felt you were flirting, they'd be like, what was that? They wouldn't wait 5 minutes. They pull you to the side and hey Anna, what was that all about?
But you don't think women wait?
Women would wait because
they'll wait because the car ride home?
Again, it's a patriarchal society. I'm trying to tell you, it's that masculinity thing. Because women tell to go, well, maybe I'm and let me tell you, and it's also fear. Because women, they play on the fear.
Women are our own worst enemies. We just tear each other down. I mean, we view, each other as we're way too competitive.
It's a deep combo, isn't it?
Yeah, but
it's so deep.
And it's unfortunate that that we view each other as a potential threat to our relationship.
But see, but you know what? There's good news.
We shouldn't. Yeah, good news.
Let's hear it. Good news. The good news is men are putting this patriarchal masculinity thing away.
You think?
Yeah. Oh, the fact that we can talk about it.
I think so too.
It's crazy. You couldn't talk about this stuff 10 years ago. They would look at you like, what? But see, I compare it to abolition. like abolitionists, went back in slavery. Slaves, they said, please help us, please. And nobody was listening. They were like, wow, why is this slave talking? You know what I mean? But when good white men and women stood up and said, this is wrong, all of a sudden they were like, maybe it is wrong.
There's a great Portlandia episode where Fred Armisen's character decides to become a feminist. He like recruits all his male friends, but along with what you're saying of like taking the ownership over a movement and just like white abolitionists.
But
like,
it's real.
Aren't we proud of ourselves?
Yeah. But the thing, you know what? But the thing is unless men talk, nothing's really going to change.
That's so true. Yeah.
It's just not going to change.
Yeah.
And it's got to be brought up. I mean, this rape culture thing is real.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember going out with ball players and the girl was like, I don't like you. And they're like, bitch, come here. And they grab her arm. And you're like, whoa, hey, man, stop. And this dude is like 400 pounds. And imagine if she went home with the guy. I'm just trying to tell you, I've seen it. And I'm just, when you see a guy who's like, you are my bitch. I deserve you because I got money. I deserve you because I'm a winner. I deserve you because I'm famous. Shut up. That's bad. That needs to be addressed. It needs to be, we need to stop this now. Because now they realize once I get a daughter, no, I see it. It needs to go way before that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, and I'm blown away that a man is saying these things. Terry, you're like,
I'm with you guys. I love you.
I can't. You're really, really enlightened, and it's such a relief to hear a man of your stature speak in this way about conflict between the gender and what we can do to improve upon it.
That's it.
And
it's good news, though. Like I said, this is not a bad story. I'm talking about the past, but I'm seeing things change.
Yeah.
I'm watching it change. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm seeing, like, my son is not going to repeat this stuff.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Yep.
It's like he knows, because we talk about this stuff all the time. And I see my son's friends respecting women
more. That's so cool.
And it is, because that's what I'm like, man, we got to talk about the next generation. This stuff is changing. So I don't want it to be, it's not a bad story. This is not the end of the world. This is like, hey, we're getting better.
Listen, with you as our captain, yes, we are.
I'm glad you pointed that out. I mean, hearing this from Terry is I don't know why, but it's just different.
Oh, completely. Well,
and
you're
I
so,
feel
Terry,
it's just
you're
right.
so wise, Terry, and you have a ton of insight that's incredibly generous.
What he just said connected.
Yeah.
It totally connected.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm glad you have the show.
And thank you for
thank you for letting me
enlightening us.
You can't do this on.
Yeah.
You can't do this on Fallon. You can't.
No, I know.
That's the beauty of the podcast.
I know. That's a bit of a downer for right before bed.
Yeah. We're right here in this creepy dining room. Do we want to take 5 or should we
let's
go?
just
Okay.
we'll take 5 before the calls.
Okay, cool.
We might go a little over. Is that okay on it?
Oh yeah.
Is that okay?
I'm sorry.
Is that cool?
Oh yeah.
I'm a talker.
Yeah. Oh no, I love it. Are you kidding?
I'm good.
You have a
Terry.
This is amazing. No, we're really enjoying every second of
I was
this.
supposed to get to these other things, but you're truly you are giving a gift to me, to Sim, and to our listeners with your wisdom on this.
I got you. You're gonna get some calls about hate too. There's gonna be some haters.
No,
there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be.
Okay.
No,
We will, but there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly imagine an argument against anything like those. Whatever. Okay, these are deal breakers for a woman. Imagine you're single.
Okay. Ooh, that's hard. It's been so long ago.
I know.
I was 7.
Okay. All right. She lets her dog eat off her plate while she eats off of it.
Deal breaker. Oh, God. Okay, go ahead.
Deal breaker?
Oh,
Wait,
that's a deal
why?
breaker. God, what?
I mean, I would
The
be for
dog
me too.
eating off the plate the whole time. I'm so sorry. I mean, that's, they've done scientific research. Everybody's like, the dog's mouth is cleaner than the human's mouth. No, it's not. It's filthy. It's absolutely, you're going to get some kind of strange Ebola-like disease.
I'm with you, not necessarily in terms of the germs, but I do feel like if you're on a date and somebody's letting, like, their dog like eat off of their plate. It's almost like an aggressive move of territory with their dog.
Yeah.
It's almost like
do you like
that's right.
Yeah, it's a little bit like,
better not gross you out.
Are you really wearing leather? You're gonna get into that. Yeah, I get you.
Okay, she takes you back to her apartment at the Oakwoods. The Oakwoods over there?
Yes.
Okay. It's apartment B 2104, and she believes that it's haunted.
That's a deal breaker.
Is it?
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Just because she believes it's haunted, or because you don't want to mess with that?
No, yeah, I just think people who get into that stuff they're way too spooky. Way too spooky. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and I got to tell you, I firmly don't. A lot of people believe in luck and all these other. When it gets too mystical, I'm done. I'm like, because I worked so freaking hard.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
so
I'm sorry.
with you.
Success is not an accident.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people, it's funny because I get a lot of psychics. I'm like, I want to read you. Ooh, give me cards. I'm like, y'all keep it, because because they know famous people are very, very susceptible to that.
Yes, yeah. But I'm with you. I don't believe in
I'm
that.
like, no, it's haunted. No, you know what?
Yeah, I'm so with you. I'm so with you.
Okay, that's me.
Okay, she has a doll collection.
Oh, I'm with that. I like that. That's cool.
Yeah, what do you like it?
No, a doll collection. It's all good. I have a doll collection. I call them action figures.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I got these hot toy versions of like Star Wars
Terry,
Stormtroopers.
I have a doll collection too.
Yes.
But I was imagining this woman as having like sort of rows of porcelain dolls.
Okay, the little scary ones.
Maybe. Maybe.
Okay.
And maybe some
That's
like a bunch of,
I could feel the paper ripping on the deal. It's like,
no, we didn't want to give it to you too easy.
Yeah, I know. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker, but I would definitely ask her what that's about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but good again. I got little alien figures from movies.
It's an investment.
It's an investment because they get more valuable.
Yep. She's got a 3-bedroom apartment, but 2 of the bedrooms are all dolls. And
we can't go in there.
No, you can. She's
Okay.
going to show you around, but yeah, it's her investment plan. Instead of she took her inheritance from her grandma and put it into dolls.
Not a deal breaker for me. I'm okay. You know what? You explain that
Like
enough.
as long as you get to the other bedroom.
You're kind of weird, and that's okay because I'm weird too. I can handle weird. Weird quirkiness is cute.
Absolutely.
It's actually the cutest thing about her, probably.
But don't you think that would you have the heart to say like maybe you're not going to make your money back?
I would probably break that. I would wait a little bit, and then that would come up a little bit later. Definitely. Like, so how much are these worth?
Okay, she keeps her shirt on during sex. I feel guilty about putting this down because we've talked so much about porn.
I'm imagining I'm single. That's the thing.
Okay, but she keeps her shirt on during sex. This feels now like, what if she's had trauma? I'm sorry.
Right. See, but you got to go on.
I know.
Listen.
We didn't mean that. We meant like, she's a little uncomfortable. She might have a good body, but she still feels insecure, but she decides to keep her shirt on.
First of all, I mean, even with my wife, however she's feeling, I respect that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever makes you comfortable. Listen, I'm going to get mine.
I knew you were going to be a hero on this.
No, it's not even a hero. It's not even a hero. Look, I told you the worst sex I ever had was awesome. So, if it's horrible, it's still good. I get mine. We always go, 10 for 10. You know what I mean? And it's the woman that needs a lot more. You know what I mean? There's a lot more that needs to go on to make sure she has a great experience.
Does it ever, I'm sure you were exposed to a lot of women that maybe had, I don't know, but maybe had the tendency to not brag, but display their knowledge of football, trying to impress.
Yeah.
And Sim and I have had conversations about this because I know nothing about football, but I want to, and I'm always embarrassed. But Sim told me, which was sort of a revelation for me, that a lot of men actually like it if you don't know a lot and you ask questions because then you get to educate and that's fun. Whereas I think my line of thought was always like, man, if I'd be cooler if I knew more about this stuff.
Yeah, you know what? There is a big time satisfaction that a guy has in explaining it.
Yeah, exactly.
And whatever it is. You
I'm
know,
so happy
let me
that
show you how this carburetor works, girl. You know,
Yeah.
it's kind of, I wouldn't tell a woman to play dumb, but I definitely, there's times when I was like, honey, please let me explain it to you, even if you know it.
I think that I need to hear that because I feel the pressure to be like, or at least I won't speak up because I'm too embarrassed.
No, it's because my wife, even, she's very, very cool because she knows sometimes, like, I already know you want to tell me. So, thank you so much. Because we're like, listen, it's like a 5-year-old. And you ever see two, and I got kids. So when you get 5-year-old boys playing together and all of a sudden a girl walks in, they're flipping around the room. They're jumping they were sitting down watching whatever. But now it becomes, let me show you what I could do. I can get on the trampoline.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
This happens at 30. You know what I mean? This is what guys are doing. Let me show you what I want to do. Let me show you how good I am at this. And it's all a different version of a 5-year-old boy.
Oh, man. Oh my God.
Great.
I feel like I might be doomed, but at least now I know the recipe.
You're good.
Honey, what is this big yellow car? Get under the hood.
No, you're going to win with that one. That's a winner. He's like, I love you.
And I guess it's easier than I think it is sometimes, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. We're simple. We're very, very simple. It ain't complex on the male side. It's just not.
Yep, that's what I was telling you before.
I know, but does it come down to like safety, security, and I don't know, and like you were talking about intimacy, like
intimacy,
which is sort of safety and security, right?
Nothing makes a guy, again, when he knows that you know all about him and you love him anyway. Like, holy cow, that's right. That's the connect. That's the satisfying thing. He'll do anything for you. It's just real.
That's amazing.
So we like to have games every once in a while. Every now and again, we like to have games with Anna because Anna is so bad at this game. Her record, I think, is 1-9. She's only won once. And I have a feeling, again, that she's going to lose again. But you know what I love about this? Because she's so adorable when she loses, too. And she really tries.
Oh, this might be a first, though. You might win on this one.
Adorable. Sim, you're adorable, too, when you create these games.
So this is a game we're going to play. It's called Real Housewife or NFL Player. It's very simple. So both have been known to spend extravagantly. So I'm going to read a reported extravagance, and you both will buzz in and tell me if it happened to a real housewife or an NFL player. We have buzzers right there. We have that Russian nesting doll, which you can shake, and we have the Santa Claus little squeaky toy. Terry, you can decide which one you want.
Which one do you want?
I feel like you should go with the Russian doll because
I got
this
it.
one is lousy.
This is the sound you'll hear.
Yeah,
there you go.
Lousy.
Perfect. So let's start right now.
Oh, they are? Oh, okay.
They can come in and watch.
Yeah.
Have them come in and watch. Yeah, just have them come in. We'll be in the middle. Yeah, it's perfect.
Husband's families. We had Chris's premiere last night for Guardians 2.
Oh, yeah.
So my husband's family is here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, no, they're coming over for barbecue. Chris is doing press. He'll be back in a few minutes.
I don't mind at all. I'm good.
Thank you.
It sounds good. First question. This person spent $5,000 a week at the Cheesecake Factory. Is it a real housewife or an NFL player?
NFL
Harry,
player.
Do you know who it is?
Some lineman.
What?
It wasn't a lineman. It was actually Vince Young.
It was Vince Young.
Vince Young loved the Cheesecake Factory.
I knew that's a ball
Man,
player.
I was so going to go Real Housewife because I thought it played against stereotype.
Oh, no.
No.
That's a ball player right there.
Man.
Second question. This person bought a $25,000 pair of diamond and gold encrusted sunglasses. Anna.
NFL player.
Nope. It was actually a real housewife of Beverly Hills, Dana Wilkie.
Oh.
That's not even a Real Housewife.
That sounds like a ball player. You almost had it.
Dana is a real housewife of Beverly Hills.
From where? Oh, Beverly Hills?
Beverly Hills, yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Sorry, Dana. Please come on our podcast sometime. Bring your sunglasses.
The score is still 1-0 and 1-0 Terry. Third question. This person had an Arabian Nights themed 30th birthday party where he or she rode out on a camel and also had a 3-foot purple and gold Taj Mahal cake.
That is a real housewife.
Incorrect.
Oh. Whoa. The camel got me.
It's actually an
Aaron
NFL player.
Rodgers.
No, it wasn't Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, wait. Tom Brady.
Wasn't Tom Brady
Oh,
either.
wait.
Beast mode.
It wasn't beast
Marshawn
mode.
Lynch.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it was actually same position. It was Adrian Peterson.
Oh my God.
AP.
He had a camel.
He had a camel. He rode it on a camel.
This is
and
my family.
Chris's family is
Yes.
here.
Yes, you guys
Come on in.
hang
Come on,
out.
everyone.
How you doing?
This is Terry Crews.
Everyone
He's
meet
been-
Terry Crews.
What's up? How you doing? All right, good to see you. Was the movie good? The movie was great. I can't wait to see it. Oh, there you go. How you doing?
Right now, the score is 1-0 Terry. The fourth question.
Here we go.
This person owns 2 private jets, one for international and one for domestic travel. Terry.
NFL player.
It's not an NFL player.
No! They're pretty stupid to do that.
It's actually Real Housewife of Beverly Hills, Erica Gerard.
What? You didn't even let me guess.
Well, it doesn't matter. You know what? It's the game is either NFL player. It doesn't.
I was gonna.
You were gonna guess
I know,
who it
I
was?
Yeah.
I'm
Did you know it
sorry.
was Erica?
No, I was gonna guess Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh, okay. It
But
wasn't
at least
Lisa.
I was
Oh
getting-
yeah, the Vanders.
Wow,
Yeah, those
yeah,
guys.
thank you.
Okay.
He's a dick.
This person owns a 20,000 square foot, $16 million mansion complete with a champagne room, luggage room, and a beauty salon.
That's an NFL player.
It's not an NFL player.
Oh, it's a champagne room. A damn champagne room. What wife has a champagne room?
Lisa Vanderpump.
It's not Lisa Vanderpump. It is Heather Dubrow from the OC.
Oh, I know. I did.
Do you know her?
I met her one time. They got one.
I think we're talking about 2 different champagne rooms. I think that your champagne room is like the strip club champagne room.
Right.
I think she means like an actual
Like a
room,
wine
like
cellar.
a wine cellar
No.
champagne.
See, if you said wine cellar, you got me with that one. That was the tricky questioning.
My mind did not go there at all. Okay. Wait, what happens in the champagne?
Oh, what
room
happens? What
industry?
doesn't happen in the
Chris
champagne
Rock
room?
had
No,
a big,
but
had a
is
whole
there-
video that went.
Is there actually champagne?
Yes, it's
that's poured?
yes. It's
It's
a
poured on
special private
pots.
room in the back where like you can get lap dances, and then if you want like special lap dances, you go into the champagne room where you're going to be spending a lot of money.
Yeah, and then there's like hook a hose in and spray it down after the champagne. It's really bad. It really.
Amazing.
Champagne room cleaner is a horrible position. I'm sorry, there are children here. I'm so sorry.
This person had an $85,000 fish pond installed in his house.
Oh, his.
Oh shit! Sorry,
Oh!
I messed up the question.
Yeah, the lady's got the details.
Okay, what is it?
Well, it's got to be an
NFL player. Do you know who it is by chance though?
All right. Is he a quarterback?
He is a quarterback. Was a quarterback, I should say.
Was a quarterback.
Ooh.
Well, meaning he's retired. Well, he's not playing anymore.
East Coast?
East Coast, meaning where did he play?
Where did he
Yeah,
play?
well, yeah, he played on the East Coast, definitely.
That sounds like he played on both coasts.
Marina?
Controversial player for his off-the-field activity.
Kaepernick.
No, I should say a real scumbag for his off-the-field.
Ooh,
O.J.
quarterback?
Simpson?
No, but scumbag, not in the real ass, okay. He's a bad person.
Did he like dogs?
He did not like dogs.
And he was a quarterback.
That should give it away right there.
Oh, you talking about Michael Vick?
Michael
Mike
Vick.
Vick.
You know, that's where I was going, but I couldn't remember the name.
Mike Vick, yes. Oh, wow.
Shit.
Okay.
Man, that was
Yes.
so close. You
But you
know
got it
that I
though.
almost
You
had it.
almost got it, but you did tie the score. It's 1-1 now.
Okay. She might be
This is the tie. This is
first
it.
win ever.
Last question, and whoever gets this right wins the game. This person paid $30,000 cash for a tiger cub.
NFL
Terry,
player.
NFL player. That's correct. And Anna loses again.
Yes.
It was Arizona Cardinals defensive
let him
end
guess.
Darnell Dockett.
Oh.
You wouldn't know. You wouldn't have
I
known.
wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. But
How did you know?
but
That's- I would
that's
put
the
that
NFL
past-
player thing to do. Tigers,
buy a baby
alligators, they do all that, and they have it on a little leash. Like, yeah, that's my alligator right here. You know, it's real in the pool. It's kind of crazy. It's so ridiculous, and that's a total NFL player thing to do.
So
Oh my god!
Terry wins. I'm sorry, your record is now 1-9.
But it was
Or 1 in
such.
10?
It was such. It was the
It was
best
fun.
loss of my life.
It was fun.
was
We do
fun.
have 2 calls. We take a 5-minute break,
Yeah.
do our 2 calls,
Great.
and then we're done for
Yes,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Terry, you're unbelievable.
This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Osea. Wondering what to gift your friends and family this holiday season? Female founded over 25 years ago by a mother and daughter team, Osea's award-winning cleansers, serums, face moisturizers, and body products give you the results you want. Skin that looks and feels amazing. I recently got to try Osea's new body butter, which, like their now famous Undaria algae body oil, transforms dry skin without being greasy, has the same incredible scent, and leaves your skin soft, smooth, and healthy looking. If my experience is any indication, you can count on your partner giving you a lot of compliments. This holiday season, stock up and share your new favorite clean skincare and body care with your friends and family. Unqualified listeners get 10% off your first order with promo code ANNA at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order, and orders over $50 get free shipping. Gifting is always easier if you start early, so head to OSEAMalibu.com. Use code ANNA. This episode of Unqualified is brought to you in part by Warby Parker. Warby Parker was founded with a rebellious spirit and the lofty goal of creating boutique quality eyewear at a revolutionary price point. Sunglasses, with or without a prescription, start at $95 and, just like eyeglasses, are available through their home try-on program. You just choose 5 pairs and see which ones you like. I was surprised by how quickly they arrived, which presented me with the immediate problem of deciding which ones to keep. I loved all of them, so you can guess what happened. And not only can you feel good about how cool you look, you can also feel good knowing that for every pair of glasses sold, Warby Parker distributes a pair of glasses to someone in need through partnerships with nonprofits like Vision Spring. Offering eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, Warby Parker is committed to providing exceptional vision care online and in stores. So put your FSA or HSA dollars to good use on Warby Parker prescription glasses, prescription sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. Try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at warbyparker.com/unqualified. That's WARBYPARKER.com/unqualified.
We're recording now.
Oh, you want it closed?
Close, please. Close.
Oh, this is Sim's endearingly anal qualities. But no, my family's here because Chris's premiere was last night.
Do you want to introduce everyone that's here? There's a bunch of people here.
We've got Angie, Scott, Tristan, Logan, Mindy. Who else do we have? Brandy, Cully, Trevor, Mindy.
A lot of people here.
Yeah, anyway.
All right, so should we get to the calls right away?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we call, as I think you know, we call people who have submitted questions. I don't really know what's gonna happen here.
Ruh-roh.
I know.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
But we try to give heartfelt, unqualified advice as best we can.
Okay.
As best we can. We have really lovely people that listen, and anyway.
So we're going to call Jacqueline first. And Jacqueline, she's in Illinois, and she is 22.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey, Jacqueline, it's Sim. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Doing really well. I'm going to introduce you to Anna right now.
Hi, Jacqueline.
Hi, Anna.
How are you? Wait, you just answered
good.
that. I hate it when I do that. I always do that. I ask. I'm sorry, Jacqueline. Yes, you just said you were good. And I'm good too. Terry Crews is here, and he's just unbelievable.
I can't wait until you hear this episode back.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm so excited.
How you
Hi.
doing?
I'm better now.
All right.
So, Jacqueline, what happened with this guy you met online?
Okay, so I met a guy on Bumble, and we were talking, and he was a stand-up comedian. So he invited me to come see one of his shows, and I did. And then afterwards, we went out to drinks. We had a really good time. He was really fun. And then, it was like a Tuesday night, so the bars closed relatively early. So we decided to go back to his place. And yeah, we just had a really good time. So one thing led to another, and we ended up hooking up. So I stayed the night, and the next morning I went home, and he immediately texted me when I was in my lift, just saying thanks and everything, and you have to see me again. So he's a comedian, and he was going out of the country to do stand up, and he was going to be really busy for the next couple weeks doing shows all over the place. And at first he was pretty good about texting me. We kept in contact, and it's kind of waned off a little bit. And now I feel I'm reaching out to him more. So I don't know if this is normal, or if maybe I shouldn't have.
What was your big concern though?
Be-
Your big concern was that you were afraid that you slept with him too quickly, right?
Exactly. So I'm did I just do that? And now he's just lost interest because there's nothing more to come
you've
from
tapped
it.
into the question that at least all women have, maybe men have it, but yes, you're right, Terry.
Yeah, I just, that's a big one. That's a big mistake. I think just because, and let me tell you, and you know what? We all make mistakes, but for guys, and I'm speaking as a guy, there is the thrill of the chase. There is something about making a man earn his keep. And I have to say, what's happened though, and this is one thing about the kind of kid of the man of today, is because he really doesn't have to grow up a lot of times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, because I have to tell you, society as a whole has gotten a whole lot easier than it used to be. I mean, before, to get a salad, you had to work 12 hours for a salad. You know what I mean? And now you just press a button. It's on an app. It's right there. And what happens is men are bored. And what happens is if everything comes too easy, it starts
don't
to
value it?
Yeah, they don't. You just don't.
Right. I mean, and listen, I hear you, but how are we supposed to grapple as a gender with the idea of being, sexually free, being able to make the choices that we want to make in the moment, and then feel man, does that person not like me because I slept with them in their eyes too soon? I was too easy of a get.
Well, but you know what
I mean?
The question I have to ask is that, did you do it for him or did you do it for you? See, that's the big question. A lot of women feel that they have to have sex right out for him.
Yeah, but it's also fun. In the moment, you're a little warm from the alcohol, you're having a good time.
It's true. It's true. But again, it goes deeper. It does go deeper. You can have a fun time and cuddle.
Yeah.
You can have a good time, and that's enough. We're gonna neck for a while, and we're just gonna kiss, and then I'll see you next time.
Yeah.
But when you gotta understand, if you feel pressure to do it, now that's the question. Did you feel pressured to do that, or was it all right, you know what, this is something I want, it's all me, and I'm good?
I feel so we definitely had more than a couple drinks, and it was just really fun, and yeah, I think it just kind of happened. So I don't feel I felt pressure from him that I needed to do it.
Mm-hmm.
It felt right, I guess, at that moment.
And did you want it to continue?
Yeah, I mean, yes. I think, sorry, Jacqueline, I don't need to put words in your mouth. Yeah. I'm yes, I am her. Right. No, but sorry, I don't mean to, I'm going to attempt to shut up for a second here.
But then that's.
No, you're fine.
But that's the risk. That's the risk that
risk
comes
of
with that.
opening yourself up.
It is.
It's a little
because he
bit
might be
rejection and hurt. And he's a stand-up, and he's on the road. He doesn't have the right ingredients to be a stellar boyfriend at this moment. So
I think you're right.
Terry, I love it when you say that. You say that 4 times in a row.
I think you're right.
Go on. Go on. Yeah, no, but yeah, I think that they're incredibly magnetic people, but I think transient, and like a lot of the stand-ups I know are some of the smartest people I know, but also some of the most troubled.
But this isn't about being a stand-up, though.
No, but it is about her attraction to a stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? What do you think, Sim? You've been quiet. You look like you have an opinion, you old grump. Look at him. He's so grumpy right now.
No, I'm not grumpy.
Oh, he totally is.
Do I really look grumpy?
No, you just have like a little bit, like you ate a lemon.
I'm with, obviously,
at 2 months old.
I'm with Terry on this. It's the first night. It's just too soon.
Really?
Yeah, I've never been in a long-term relationship with anyone I've ever slept with. The first time I met them.
Holy shit! Seriously?
Never.
Yep.
Really?
Let me tell you, my wife, I've been married 28 years, but she made me wait a long time.
I kind of feel like this is how all of my relationships have started.
Well, again, I'm not saying it's impossible. I mean, I'm saying it's definitely, but it does set you up if you don't know who you're sleeping with.
Okay, so let's say you're out on a date with a great gal. She says, she doesn't want to come back to your place. Let's hang out another time. Like, how do you? But what if you're not that interested because she won't sleep with you? So you know what I mean? Like, we have pressure to keep men intrigued. Again,
it should never be pressure ever. It should never ever be pressure at all.
You get what I'm saying though. You're really digging. Well, let's say I'm really digging somebody, and they seem like they're into me. It's in the moment. Whatever. We sleep together. Like how can I sort of reshape it so I could like be still of interest, what if that person would have completely lost interest in me if I hadn't slept? I guess that indicates a fucked up person.
Think about this, and I'm gonna flip this. This is a little bit of a weird flip here.
I love it. I love it.
This.
Give me a cruise flip.
Watch this. Here comes the cruise flip. What if she's using sex to control him? That's
Jacqueline,
another thing.
Do you think you're using sex to control him? This is Terry's theory.
No. I don't know. I mean, it just it felt like it was like I don't know. It just felt like this. I don't know. Now that you say that, I'm like kind of concerned if that's what I was doing.
But again, listen, we don't know why we do the things we do. Because sometimes they say, I remember having relationships even before I was married where these girls a girl tried to whip it on me and had me like, oh my God, I got to come back. And it was a thing where she could play me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And that's the other side where a guy is kind of wondering.
That's rare.
You know what I mean? It happened to me.
Well, you are also an NFL player. Yes, I'm sure
I gotta come back. I gotta come back. Because you're like, I'll never get anything like that again.
That must be magical. What is that? What does that woman do?
You feel hooked. I mean, it's just like the fantasy, the dream, the flips, whatever you want. No,
I love it that you're not going into too much
out of respect for the wife I have now. but what I'm saying is, and again, I was young, super impressionable, very, very young. I mean, and it was like I hadn't had a lot. So the whole thing is I can whip it on him, and it makes you feel like I gotta come back. I gotta have this.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, women know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're very smart.
Yeah.
They know when they can whip it.
Well, yes, but also I think that we're also pretty vulnerable in when we do sort of allow somebody into our lives, into our bodies, how maybe we made that. Oh, my sweet, sweet
Jack
child.
just walked in.
Oh, earmuffs.
Hi, honey.
Earmuffs.
I know. As a man enters a woman's body.
Well, let's talk about how he got here.
Jacqueline, I'm so sad. Hi, darling.
Sorry, Jacqueline. Give us a second.
No, it's great.
Hi. Jack, can you say hi to Terry?
Hi, sir. How you doing? Nice to see you.
Cousins are here.
I like your shoes. Those sneakers.
Jackie, thank you. Thank you. We'll be right in, okay?
What should Jacqueline do? She wants to know if she should continue to text this guy.
No.
No, right?
I agree.
I agree.
You are right.
Thanks, Terry.
She does.
I love it. I love it when you say that. No, yeah, I think that you can't. If he starts to pursue you, then that's a different phone call.
Right.
But as of now, I think he's making it clear where you stand. And it's like we don't listen enough to the communication that's not, vocalized or text or whatever.
Right.
It's the lack of that we should be listening to.
Yep.
And so I think for the sake of like protecting your heart and protecting like your mental space, I would resist the temptation to reach out to him.
Yeah.
But like I said, if he comes back and is texting you more than like just a what's up. I hate that like hookup.
Yeah.
I hate that hookup, right? It's so gross. What's up? What are you up to? Fuck you.
Tell
you what I'm up to.
That's booty call talk.
I'm wondering why I slept with
It
you.
is like, especially if it's like 2 a.m. What's up? Oh no, do not answer that. Not at all.
Jacqueline, are you okay with this advice?
I am.
Sorry,
Before I go to Anna, I just have to tell you, The House Bunny is still like one of my favorite movies, and my friends and I still do like the Exorcist voice you did in it, and we love you.
Okay, then you got to give me a little voice. Jacqueline, say like, I will try to not sleep with the stand-up
In the voice.
In the voice.
In the Exorcist voice?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm losing my voice anyways.
Okay.
This is going to be rough, but I'll try it. Okay. I will not sleep with him anymore.
Okay, let me see if I can do it. I will not sleep with the stand-up anymore.
It's scary in here now.
Terry, you want to try it?
No, that's too scary. It's like,
Oh, come on.
I will not sleep with the stand-up anymore.
See, comes naturally to
Terry.
you.
Oh no,
It's you know why it's not funny? It's because it's good.
Jacqueline, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you so
I
much.
love you.
guys.
I love you. And please give your house bunny friends my love too. And I totally know the appeal of a stand-up. I'm so like, I don't mean to sound, but I just don't think you should fuck him too much. Okay, that's my unqualified advice.
Thanks, Jacqueline.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Jacqueline.
Can we do one quick call and then we'll wrap it up real quick?
Oh yeah.
Just one more.
Oh, I forgot. Wow.
we have one
And
more
this
to
is Terry. You're unbelievable.
Oh, listen, thank you.
You-
I never get to talk like this. This is really great.
You really are. So you really aren't going to tell me though what it feels like to slam against another person with
my
all
God.
of your might.
It's actually pretty blissful when you get knocked out.
But like I was saying though, in the pain, is there anger? Is that like the first?
It's ferocious anger.
And how do you react like with your teammates? Because all we see on the field is like you guys sort of encouraging each other as teammates or like hitting each other like the back of the helmet, which always looks incredibly painful to me. But
you see when with the chest beat.
Yeah.
It's a very, very visceral, primal feeling.
does that make you feel better though when your teammates have your back and you can yell at somebody? Like, I'm just wondering how like that anger eventually dissipates.
Let me tell you, it's all emotion. You can't play without emotion. That's the whole thing. But what the problem is with anger is that anger never stops. You see what I mean? This is why there's a lot of NFL players that beat their wives when they come home. It doesn't quit. You can't turn it off. It's wild because you have to find ways for someone else to come in and tell you when it's too much. And
that's where the NFL provides no training.
right. Exactly. Because they need you to be angry
Right.
to play.
Right.
And when you're not angry anymore, you're too calm. It's too chill.
And yeah.
A chill player is not an NFL player. You understand what I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with
No,
you. I hear you. That's a good question too, boy.
Cute.
Oh, I like it. I like
This is my most favorite podcast.
I'm having so much fun right now. I love this. I don't want this to end.
Terry, will you meet my mommy? This is my Mama Kathy. She's my mother-in-law.
Oh, it's good to see you. Good to see you. I heard the movie's amazing.
It's so good.
It really is incredible.
My boy Stallone was there yesterday too.
Yeah, he was there.
Yeah, Sly was there. The whole thing.
Talking a long time about this movie.
Oh, so good.
Yes, dear listeners.
Chris is amazing.
Anna and I had the pleasure of going to the premiere of Guardians of the Galaxy last night, and I have to tell you, the movie is
it's
beyond.
Well, the first one was a beast.
The first one was amazing.
I
This
love
one is
it.
better. I don't know how you
So
top the
good.
first one.
Oh, so good. I can't wait to see
It's
it.
Yeah,
really
it
fun.
really is.
It feels like you're at Six Flags.
Yeah.
It's like, it really does. It gives you as a buoyancy that it's hard to describe.
Oh
It's
my
really
God.
fun.
I'm glad that I heard that James Gunn's going to do
He's
the
gonna
third
do
one
the
too.
third
one. Yeah.
Yes, I heard that announcement. And I heard there's tons of stuff after the trailer.
Yes.
Yes.
See, that's what I heard.
You got- yeah, you gotta
See,
do
I'm
it.
a fan. I'm trying to
Yeah.
tell you, I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm staying all the way past the credits.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
Last call. We're gonna call. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I want Terry to be a superhero. I want Terry.
We'll
to
see.
be-
We'll
should
see.
be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I believe it.
That'd be kinda cool.
Listen, I want to create a franchise just for you.
My first movie was
I'm gonna
with
exploit
Michael
you.
Rooker.
Oh,
First
really?
movie
Really?
I ever did. It's called The Sixth Day. And I love Michael. Michael taught me. He taught me where to stand. He taught me how to act. He's literally.
He's great.
He's a beast.
He is
He's
a
so
beast.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can go on and on. That's next question.
All right. We're gonna call Alyssa now. Alyssa. She's 27 and she's in New York, and we're gonna help her. She's having some problems with her brother.
Hello.
Hey, Alyssa.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, Alyssa. It's Anna, and it's Sim. I just
It's okay. It's
Hi,
fine.
Anna.
She's so excited to talk.
Hi, you're also here with Terry Crews.
Hello.
Hi, Terry.
How you doing?
Good, good. I'm so excited to be talking to you guys. I'm such big fans.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thanks. Well, thanks for letting us attempt to give you horrible advice.
Please don't sue us. Don't sue us.
Alyssa, what's bothering you about your brother?
Okay, so the past year or two, my brother has changed a little bit. With kind of all of the tension, that we see going on, in our country and in the world and everything. He has, I guess, become more vocal about things, which is okay. But it's become an interference in just kind of everyday life. Now
Give us a
Yeah, wait.
Yeah,
Is he older or younger? Sorry.
he's younger.
He's younger.
He's 24.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys have, okay.
Tell us some of the things he's saying to you, or saying to
Yeah.
everyone.
So, for example, on Easter, just this past week, everyone was hanging out, having a good time, and then all of a sudden he just comes out with these comments about how, women are gold diggers and women don't really have it bad. It's guys who have it bad because, the women only want them for their money and things like that. And
True and true.
How, right?
Why are you calling again, Alyssa?
And, besides women peace, he brings race into it, not against any particular race, but how, racism doesn't really exist. It's all perpetrated by the media to divide us, and it's not actually something that's really happening, and just all different things like that. And if it comes up in intelligent conversation and we talk about it, that's one thing, but it literally just comes out of nowhere, and it's all the time.
So
now it's coming to the point.
Oh, so I'm sorry. You're coming to the point of what?
No, it's okay.
Well, I just he's lonely, right? He's a lonely person.
Yes.
He doesn't have too many friends. Does he still live with your parents?
He was in the military. He was stationed out in San Diego. He just got home this past fall.
So
but he still has some friends out there. He really doesn't have many friends now that he's back home. And yeah, he does live with my parents.
So he's mad. And he's mad at you for living an independent life. And he's mad at the world in general.
Yep.
And
Yep.
and he's on a mission to alienate himself from you and from everybody else, so he doesn't have to confront like real relationships right now. Terry,
exactly. Yeah.
What he is suffering from is a typical, very, very male-oriented malady called self-pity. And self-pity for guys is our kryptonite. And the problem is self-pity feels wonderful. It feels so good.
It does.
This is why he's jumping up and saying stuff out of nowhere.
Have to examine yourself.
Oh, it's always poor me. Like they all want my money, and the racism perpetuated by the media. What happened to the white guy? You know what I mean? Like, it's bad when you're white and you can feel bad for yourself. That's crazy. You got everything in the world.
Exactly.
And it's like, man, if you can figure out a way to have pity, it's an actual miracle. And it's so wild. But that's the thing. It's self-pity colors everything, and it feels so good that you just want to spring out. And that's just why he's just jumping up with this. And let me tell you, it's dangerous. It's so insidious. I mentioned this earlier. That self-pity is the same thing the Facebook killer felt. You know what I mean?
Right. So, I think that Alyssa recognizes this.
Yes, because it's a problem.
So what? Like, I think her brother may need, some degree of therapy or like because I think that's what you're asking, right? I totally feel like you probably don't even engage in his crazy, like you probably don't take the bait of his crazy antics or whatever he says that he wants to engage you with, because it's definitely a form of lashing out. He's saying, "Pay attention to me, sister."
And it's depression. It's a form of depression.
Yeah.
And you, I think you know what you need to ask him the right questions in the right way. Like, just ask him like, how are you feeling? Why are you hurt?
Yeah.
And let me tell you, hopefully, if you ask him and not in a make him defensive in any way, but just really concerned to say, hey, how are you feeling? Like, you're hurting. I see that you're hurting. Who hurt you?
Yeah.
What's hurting you? And all of a sudden, you'll be surprised. I mean, being you're a sister, and he might open up to you in a very surprising way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The worst, I think, course of action would be to attempt to argue with him,
right.
or defend, you know what I mean? Or like present like, well,
yeah.
And I know that it's tempting because that's exactly what he wants. And I think the best course of action is looking at this from a bigger picture. But I will say, Alyssa, that I think you can help and love as much as you possibly can. Don't let it affect your life too much if you can. And, don't it's not your responsibility, nor is it in your power to fix him.
That's fabulous advice. That's fabulous.
Thanks.
Yeah.
No, really.
Yeah.
That's genius.
Yeah, my biggest struggle is feeling guilty not wanting to, hang out with him as much anymore, because with exception to that, he is such an awesome person. He's so funny. He's so great to be around. And I miss that. And I miss, looking forward to hanging out with him. And
can you tell him that exactly?
But see, I do want to add this. You do need to stop hanging out with him. Like, he needs to feel that kind of isolation, because, it's always like, look, I got family members that we can't hang out. He's always talking about, he's always talking, and it's the opposite, where he's like, the white man ain't gonna never let you get nothing. And you're like, hey man, I can't be around here because I'm getting paid by white people. I'm so sorry. You know what I mean? And you know what? It's weird, but I had to, you have to respect your space, the things that's gonna keep you sane. And keep, and leaving him alone a little bit. I mean, having those conversations, like, how are you hurting? What's going on? Being gentle, but then all of a sudden, okay, I can't be around that. And he needs to feel that.
Definitely.
I think that's really smart. But I do think that, he's 24. I think this is sadly pretty common, this trend.
That's true too.
And it's unfortunate, but I think telling him, like, just like you said, like, you're such an awesome person. You're so funny. You know, I'm so proud to say that you're my little brother. And I love it when you're strong and amazing, you're smart. You were so funny when you said that thing, not the thing about the women or people of other race.
Not that thing.
Not that thing. Take that out of the stand-up routine.
Yeah.
But and also recognize too that I feel like Sim is probably familiar with this. I am. But relationships with siblings tend to get better as they get older too. I feel like can be a rocky patch in the 20s that tends to be pretty normal, and then you sort of come back around as shit gets real, as they say in my generation.
Yeah.
The X generation. No, I wasn't even X.
We're Generation X.
Oh, I feel
Yeah,
like
we're not Y. We're X, unfortunately.
I feel like I'm the oldest Generation Xer that
I know.
there could be.
Yeah, I'm 49, so what am I? I don't know. I'm a baby boomer.
We're X with you. No, you're not
okay.
baby boomer.
Okay,
We're
got
Hey,
it.
X.
Alyssa, I know that I didn't let you get to talk too much, but I do feel like you are presenting a concern and an issue that a lot of our listeners can relate to, whether it's a sibling or a friend or a boyfriend, about this sort of current trend of a lot of blame game and that and sort of a self-victimization. Anyway, so please keep us posted and maybe I think just, kill him with love and maturity.
Definitely.
Wait, that's terrible. I mean, you know what I mean. Right?
Love and maturity.
That's great. Kill him.
Kill him with love and maturity.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
That's great.
Alyssa, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other bits?
No, that's good.
Okay.
Nothing to say.
All right. Thanks, Alyssa.
Thanks, Alyssa.
We love you.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Love you too. Thank you so much. Have a good
Bye.
night.
Love you.
Bye.
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 If I say I love you,
How many times did you say it?
I
Just
just
now.
said it twice there,
Okay.
but I realized that next time I'm going to try to say I love you about 4 times.
Okay.
And see how, like, as I'm saying goodbye to a stranger. I love you. But the thing is that I really mean
what if
it,
they don't say
though?
it back and it's a little like,
No, that's the thing. You do mean it. Yeah, I know.
I do. I
do.
do.
I know.
I
It's
mean
okay.
it.
It's
I
from
mean
the
it.
heart.
I mean it.
All right, we should wrap this up, huh? This
Terry
is. Oh my!
Crews.
Okay, wait. First of all, I can't believe what I
Yes.
just witnessed.
Oh.
You are such an incredible person. You really are.
Thank you. Now,
Yeah.
listen, thank you for letting me talk, and I have a lot to say, and it's really a great atmosphere. This podcast is amazing.
We didn't even get to talk about Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
No, it's all good.
Everything that's
It's
going
all
on.
good.
There's like
It's
you're
on.
doing
You know what?
everything.
It's on TV. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's all good. But this is the stuff that I'm called to do, and just talk about my stuff.
And I can't wait to, and dear listeners, please give us your feedback, because I felt like this is a really, really special
I agree.
podcast with you, Terry. This, I think you gave me a lot of great food for thought, and I know our listeners will value everything you have to say. And so we'll keep you posted on people's feedback, because if I know my listeners, I know you guys are going to talk about what really resonated with what Terry said earlier about everything about relationships and masculinity and whatever, femininity, and making it and surviving in this day and age. So thank you so much, Terry.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Thank you. Good night, sweet
Thank
dear
you so
listeners.
much, Terry.
All right.
Good night,
guys.
everyone.
Good night.